Supreme Court upholds the TikTok ban in a unanimous 9-0 decision. So they can't agree on anything, but they agree on this. TikTok got to be divested, okay? China can't own it. Supreme Court has decided to uphold a law to ban TikTok over national security concerns, effectively putting the wildly popular social media platform on life support for millions of users inside the United States. Bipartisan bill signed into law by President Joe Biden clearly states that TikTok will be officially banned in the US on Sunday, January 19th. What if it happens at like 12:01? Unless its parent company, ByteDance, can find a divestment strategy with an investor that follows stricter data regulations. Since TikTok is ostensibly a Chinese-owned company, all of the behavioral and declarative data it tracks, just like American tech companies, Facebook, Google, X do, can be readily accessed by the People's Republic of China, which renders it a national security threat in the eyes of both Republican and Democratic lawmakers. Mediaite breaking it down. As we've covered before, people have been leaving the app for another Chines, is it, app? Maybe you know about this. Maybe more of you will become aware of it. I want you to watch this as some TikTokers, I mean, they're furious. People make money off of this. They are just up in arms.
After the TikTok ban, we are heading to Red Note. I've been using this app for several months now, and it's mainly used by Chinese users. It is owned by the Chinese. How funny would it be if they banned TikTok and we all just move over to this Chinese app?
I just downloaded Red Note, and all I can say is that Instagram is gonna go out real sad. And watch this, watch this, watch this. 漂亮女孩在哪里? These are light years ahead of us. First thing I see on this app is Luigi content and find it throwing fits, bro. I saw a post that said black people are greater than, and it was just a collage of dark-skinned, beautiful people. Mark Zuckerberg was scared of me giving up my data. Bitch, I'm about to give that straight to Xi Jinping in a red envelope. 我讨厌美国. Get it, get it. And the best part is I don't even got to introduce these to communism. The app is literally Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok all squeezed into one, bro.
我要恭喜美国政府引起 TikTok 导演。我是要红书上和网友找到了共同点，发现我有很多中国朋友找了很多些。这些工会没有你们，这一切都不可能实现。
他们的工会，我会给中国他们想要的东西。
Any of that working for you? Very. Okay. They almost sound like paid influencers, but I have no information. It just seems like they're very enthusiastically telling you, move over here. Won't that be a scream? Not to the CIA. Okay. However, President Joe Biden appears to be backpedaling on the TikTok ban he signed last year. Administration is now saying it won't enforce the law that will boot the popular platform from app stores, which is scheduled to begin again on Sunday, the day before he leaves office. So, I mean, how low can you go? His ratings are at an all-time low. His approval ratings, I think 36%. It's the worst of his presidency, the worst of several presidencies in modern history. And now he's on his way out. Can't save TikTok. Everything's against him, okay? Americans should expect to see TikTok suddenly banned on Sunday. They should not, rather. An unnamed official told NBC News earlier this week. The official also said the government is exploring options for a way to keep the app available to Americans. It was later reported that Biden won't enforce the ban. Rolling Stone with the details. I mean, what does that mean? We don't have the manpower to arrest you or the people who host these apps. Democrats in Congress, meantime, have also been working to stave off a ban, despite the fact that they largely supported the banned legislation. Punchbowl News reported on Friday that party members have been trying to get Biden to invoke a provision that would delay the ban for 90 days. It's clear that more time is needed to find an American buyer and not disrupt the lives and livelihoods of millions of Americans, of so many influencers who have built up a good network of followers, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said on the Senate floor. Senator Ed Markey, the Democrat out of Massachusetts, introduced legislation earlier this week to delay the deadline, saying the ban would impose serious consequences on millions of Americans who depend on the app for social connections and their economic livelihood. He also raised concerns about the free speech implications of the ban. So ultimately, the decision will be up to Donald Trump, which he loves, relishes even, given the sheer fact of timing. This administration recognizes that actions to implement the law simply must fall to the next administration. Your problem, which takes office on Monday. Biden press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said on Friday. Trump once called to ban TikTok, but said more recently that he wants to keep the app available. TikTok CEO Xiao Zhu is planning to attend Trump's inauguration, saying very nice things about Donald Trump ahead of it, too. So I'm automatically thinking, what's in it for Trump, right? If he saves TikTok, young voters love him. If he saves TikTok, will it somehow enrich him or his cronies? Who knows? Will the tech oligarchs, who are also going to be in attendance on Monday for the inauguration, will they come together and purchase TikTok? What kind of deal? Will it be transparent? I don't know. But here's what I do know. These lawmakers in the 11th hour sound absolutely nutty. You sound nutty. You started this. You, for once, had bipartisan agreement on something. And now in the 11th hour, minutes before Biden is to leave and the ban is to take effect, you're scrambling to try to reverse yourselves? It makes no sense. And this is why the theater of politics is so ridiculous to people. And lawmakers are viewed as daft and out of touch because this is what you're doing. Meanwhile, you're talking about things, Chuck Schumer, like, oh, they've built up enormous followings. And that's true. But there are some people, I know people who've quit the news industry. They've made so much money on TikTok. This is their business. TikTok is their business. And I assure you, despite having noticed, because nobody thought this would really happen, at least I know a 13-year-old who lives here rent-free who didn't think it was going to happen. They don't have a plan B. They do not have a plan B. This is the livelihood of a lot of people, a lot of influencers. So they'll rebound at some point. But what happens in the meantime? A bailout? Maybe there's a bailout for these influencers. I don't know. We'll keep you posted. Again, I really want to know, is it 1201? They say it won't disappear, but what does that mean? The law says you are subject to arrest, fines, all kinds of things if you continue to make the app available. So given that this new administration says a lot of things and then walks them back and reverses and claims it never said it, are you willing to go with that? Like, okay, no penalty, so I'll in good faith keep posting it until they work this thing out. I don't know that I would. Just saying.